Have you ever wondered how ancient civilizations became so powerful and culturally rich? A big part of the answer lies in a vast blue expanse of water, the Mediterranean Sea. This wasn't just a sea, it was the ancient world's superhighway, a bustling hub of commerce and ideas that connected empires and shaped the course of history. Let's set sail back in time and explore the incredible story of ancient Mediterranean trade. Imagine a world without planes, trains, or trucks. For civilizations like the Egyptians, Phoenicians, Greeks, and later the Romans, the sea was their lifeline. It was the most efficient way to move goods, people, and armies. The Mediterranean became a crucible of civilization, a giant melting pot where different cultures didn't just meet, they mingled, merged, and created something entirely new. This exchange wasn't just about money. It was about knowledge, art, philosophy, and religion. So, what exactly were they trading? Picture the docks of a busy port like Alexandria or Carthage. You'd see ships laden with all sorts of treasures. From the east came exotic spices, shimmering silk, and precious perfumes like frankincense and myrrh, transported along legendary routes that crossed deserts and seas. From Egypt, the breadbasket of the ancient world, came enormous shipments of grain, essential for feeding the growing populations of megacities like Rome. Without this constant flow of food, the Roman Empire might have starved, but it wasn't just luxury items and staple foods. Olive oil and wine, staples of the Mediterranean diet and culture, were exported in distinctive clay jars called amphorae. We know this because archaeologists have found thousands of them, both on land and in shipwrecks at the bottom of the sea. They also traded raw materials like timber for building ships, metals like copper and tin to make bronze, and beautifully crafted pottery that was designed all across the known world. Even people were part of this trade network, with the slave trade being a dark but significant aspect of the ancient economy. The Phoenicians, masters of the sea, were some of the earliest pioneers. They established trading posts all across the Mediterranean, from the shores of modern-day Lebanon to the coast of Spain. They weren't just traders. They were explorers and innovators, spreading their most important invention, the alphabet. This simple, adaptable writing system was a game-changer for commerce, making it easier to keep records, write contracts, and communicate across different languages. The Greeks followed, dotting the Mediterranean and Black Sea with their own colonies, spreading their culture, pottery, and democratic ideals wherever they went. Then came the Romans. After defeating their great rival, Carthage, in the Punic Wars, Rome became the undisputed master of the sea. They called it Mare Nostrum, our sea. For the Romans, controlling the Mediterranean was about more than just trade. It was about power, security, and the very stability of their empire. They built massive fleets, not just for war, but to protect the vital trade routes from pirates. Roman engineering prowess led to the construction of incredible harbors, lighthouses, and canals, making maritime travel safer and more efficient than ever before. To handle this immense volume of trade, ancient mariners had to be incredibly skilled. They navigated using the sun, the stars, and their intimate knowledge of coastlines and currents. This constant need to traverse the sea spurred incredible technological development. Ship designs evolved, from the early, compact vessels of the Phoenicians to the giant Roman grain ships, some of which could carry over 1,000 tons of cargo. These weren't small boats. They were the supertankers of their day, marvels of ancient engineering designed for one purpose: to move as much stuff as possible. How do we know so much about all this? One of the most exciting sources of information comes from below the waves. Marine archaeologists have discovered and excavated countless ancient shipwrecks. These wrecks are like time capsules, perfectly preserving a moment in history. When a ship went down, its cargo often went down with it. By studying these submerged treasures, we can see exactly what was being traded, where it came from, and where it was going. We find stacks of amphorae, still filled with the remnants of wine or olive oil, crates of fine pottery, and even personal items belonging to the crew. Each shipwreck tells a unique story of commerce, travel, and sometimes disaster. The flow of goods was mirrored by a flow of ideas. As traders and travelers moved from port to port, They brought their customs, beliefs, and technologies with them. Greek philosophy found its way to Rome. Egyptian religious cults became popular across the empire, and new artistic styles were born from the fusion of different traditions. The spread of major religions, including Judaism and later Christianity, was greatly facilitated by these maritime connections. Apostles and missionaries used the same sea lanes as merchants to carry their message to new communities. Of course, where there's wealth, there's often conflict. The Mediterranean wasn't always a peaceful place of exchange. The very trade routes that brought prosperity were also strategic assets, and controlling them was a primary military objective. The epic struggle between Rome and Carthage was, at its heart, a battle for control of the Mediterranean and its lucrative trade networks. The rise and fall of empires were often tied directly to their ability to command the sea. In the end, the story of the ancient Mediterranean is a powerful reminder of how interconnected the world has always been. It shows us that trade is never just about exchanging goods. It's about exchanging culture, sparking innovation, and building the foundations of civilization itself. The currents of this ancient sea carried more than just cargo. They carried the very DNA of the Western world. The languages we speak, the foods we eat, the ideas we cherish so. Many of them have roots that trace back to the bustling ports and brave sailors of the ancient Mediterranean. Thanks for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this fascinating, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Let me know in the comments what ancient civilization you'd like to explore next. See you in the next video.